By Jane about the Bare Spot Foundation.
I asked my daughter Sarah to come out here and join me. Since my work is so much about children, I thought she could help me out. And I would like to invite Martina Falcone from Ecuador on Jake, and Victoria Cheram Daniel from Mexico on Holly. I asked them to come out here because these are the horses that I use for my therapy, and I wanted to talk briefly simply so that you all knew why we do this every year. I don't know how many of you have experience with therapy, either children have gone to therapy or you've gone to therapy yourself, or you know somebody who's been in therapy. But it's not an easy thing to do. But it is a helpful thing to do, because once a child or an adult feels comfortable there, they have a place to talk, to put language to their feelings that are sometimes complex. With children, children don't always have the emotional, cognitive development to deal with the very extreme situations they're in sometimes. So what they do, as many of you know, is they use their bodies or actions to tell us there's a problem. They might be oppositional, violent to themselves. They might not eat. They might eat too much. They might be sad. They might not get out of bed. So what psychologists have found is that helping children to talk, to put language, to put some organization to what they're feeling is helpful. And more, the relationship that they create with the therapist is a support and gives them a place to share the burden of what they're feeling. Here at Bare Spot, Jake Holly literally shares that weight of the horse's body, and the therapeutic process shares the weight of their emotional turmoil and pain. So what I do is we groom the horse, and I'll often give the child a lesson. But at first, I'll walk. A lot of the time I spend is walking next to Jake, just talking this way. The child doesn't have to actually look at me unless he or she wants to. And that's a very opening thing to be able to do, not look at the person you're talking to. It lets them feel less inhibited and anxious. After we do some talking, I'll often do a little lesson, and I'll take a look at how they relate to the horse, how that reflects their relationships with their parents, peers, teachers, and usually there's a correlation, so we get to talk about that, and then we get to help them fix the way they're riding, and that will reflect how they can help their relationships with humans. It generalizes out. So that's hopefully some small explanation of what I do. And that's why you're all here, to help support this work, which I find has been, compared to, for me, the work in a traditional office, very powerful and very effective. One last thing I want to tell you that I'm adding to the program is I've contacted the MSPCA, and we're all going to be here at Bare Spot, a foster home for an MSPCA horse, and I'm going to use that horse in my therapeutic program. So that a horse has been abused, neglected, will be cared for from a kid who's been abused, neglected, or been dealing with some sort of trauma or difficulty in their lives. So when they come, they'll care for that horse, and that'll be part of our therapeutic process.